Foundation, our mission is to advance medical research, promote disease awareness, and provide support and education to people with scleroderma, their families, and support networks. Our vision is to be a relentless force in finding a cure and improving the lives of people affected by scleroderma. And the way that we do that is through, next slide, please, fundraising.
Thanks, Jana. This is a really important slide because why does fundraising support our mission? Fundraising is the way that we are actually capable of supporting our mission. Our stepping out events right now are our largest fundraising events. We use the money raised to support our pillars. It's all connected. The foundation provides exceptional educational events throughout the year. We offer events at our national conference. We offer in-person and remote events presented by our various chapters in partnership with our care centers and scleroderma specialists. We also have these lunch and learns that focus on other topics related to the scleroderma community. We're able to offer support to individuals, their family, through our combined efforts. We're all in this together, and being together makes us stronger, increasing our visibility and making us something to reckon with when it comes to our advocacy and getting our elected officials to recognize our needs for additional support. Why is research important? Research is the key to finding better living conditions and eventually a cure. Otherwise, we just keep putting a Band-Aid on the problems. Other charities have successfully discovered a cure and eradicated their mission disease. For example, March of Dimes was looking for the cure to polio. They eradicated polio, and they had to come up with a new mission. What they decided they were going to focus on is birth defects and infant mortality. But research continued. And through their research, they found out that folic acid helps prevent a birth defect that becomes prominent the first trimester, and it affected the heart. Well, this discovery has helped other charities such as American Heart Association because now they use folic acid to help repair the heart after heart surgery. So you see, research is the key, and the way to afford better research is joining together nationally to raise funds to support our researchers so we can afford the very best possible. Always find it exciting to think that even now as we're sitting together this afternoon, there are researchers working on a cure just as we speak. So you see how this pyramid is so important and one layer supports the other. Back to you, Jana.
Thank you, Joanne. As Joanne said, Stepping Out to Cure Scleroderma is our largest fundraising event that we do here at the National Scleroderma Foundation, raising over $1 million a year for our mission and our pillars to eventually find a cure. So, how do we get involved? How do we raise more money to promote more research and more educational events throughout the year? And we're going to discuss that today about 5 ways that you can get involved. So how do you get involved? Let's talk about it. Like I said, there's 5 ways to make an impact that we'll kind of go through today to review. I know some of you have already heard this before, but this is very important to our growth and to our mission. So number 1 is becoming a sponsor. Number 2 is creating or joining a team at your local event. Number 3 is host a fundraiser. Number 4, volunteer or join a committee. And number 5, donate. So I'll let Joanne speak on our number 1 way to become a sponsor.
Thanks, Jana. To begin with, what is sponsorship? A sponsor is an individual, club, or business that supports our mission through a donation to our walk. There's various levels available. Jana has created a sponsorship packet that will be available and very easy to use. We're happy to walk you through it. And it's everything you need to be successful. And it'll be available on our walk sites or by calling either Jana, myself, or your executive director. Okay, so what benefits? Why would somebody want to be a sponsor? What benefits do the sponsors receive? For example, our t-shirt offers impression values to our sponsors well beyond the suggested donation. This impression value is calculated not only for a few weeks, but longer, since people tend to wear their shirts shopping, going to the gym, even just for walks or in the summer at the beach. It's all visibility for us and the sponsor. To purchase a similar opportunity on their own would cost considerably more and not be helping a wonderful cause. A club supporting us may get increased membership and a strong community support reputation in return. A store can increase their sales volume, and on and on and on. Silver lining for corporate sponsorship and individuals is we are a nonprofit and we can also provide some tax benefits. What benefits do we receive as a charity? Well, we can secure a larger amount of funds that can support our mission. Making one call can generate funds that would take a team so much longer to achieve. If we secure a sponsorship at a business, there is always the possibilities that we'll be reaching an employee in that business that could use our benefits, our help. An individual, their family member that's living with scleroderma that may have been unknown to us until now. So we can provide sponsors a support to them, their family, and invite them to join our fight against scleroderma, increasing our circle of support. The possibilities, when you think about it, are really endless. Take a few minutes this coming weekend or when you get a free minute to think about who helps to make our life easier. From that, from local delis that deliver that might get or a place you might get your massages or practice yoga. These are all places that would be possible sponsors. Think about where you've been buying your family car for the last 20 years or so. All these are possibilities. And if you need help brainstorming, we are here to help you and we're always available. Jana?
Thank you, Joanne. To emphasize what Joanne was saying, sorry, um, really our main focus is opening doors. We would love for you to open doors for us. If you don't feel comfortable, making an ask to a sponsor, an introduction email, or just even saying, hey, I'd love for you to meet with our executive director for our event, it really helps us form those relationships that are needed for a great sponsor partnership. So really opening doors to the car dealership that you use, the church that you go to, the club that you're in, all of these will make a huge difference in the impact that we make. The next way to do it, to get involved, is to create or join a team. So gather your friends, family, and peers to join or create a walk team. The more the people that you have, the merrier. The more people that you get involved, the more people that will learn about scleroderma or might even be able to help a fellow that is going through scleroderma. Make it fun. So make fun fundraising challenges for your team. Um, Ask them to match your donation or even host a little fundraiser with your team as a sort of team building activity. A great other way to get involved is creating a corporate team. So like we said, a business or something like a car dealership, maybe their employees want to get involved. This is a great way to get your employees involved and also make a difference and give back. So create or join a team is a really easy way. And the way you can do it is just sign up, go through the Stepping Out event website and join a team. And then you can just share that link with all your team members that you want to join and have them join with you. If you have any questions about the website or all of that, please see your executive director or email me and I'll be able to help you.
Okay, once you have your team registered and you've asked your immediate circle to support you, join the team and donate, how else can you raise some money? Host a fundraiser. What is a fundraiser? It's a way a team or individual can raise awareness and funds by offering something unique or something fun to their family, friends, or community. For example, in our York Walk area for the Mid-Atlantic chapter, we have a volunteer that did a soup off in the Harrisburg area. Um, it was really big before the pandemic and generated an additional $15,000 for her walk team. But since the pandemic, last year was the first year she reintroduced it. So how'd she go about it? First, she went to the local sports bar that they usually watch the Eagles football game on, and there was no big event for this one Sunday. So she talked to the owner, and he said, you can use my back room for an event on this specific Sunday." And so that was step one. She got the location, and she knew she wanted to have a soup off. So she opened it up to some of the big restaurants in the area that were noted for their chowders or their chilies or soups. And she invited them to participate. Plus, she also reached out to her team and members of her community that she knew were terrific cooks and said, your minestrone is the best in the neighborhood. Why don't you offer it? They just give little token trophies for the winners, professional and common, right? So she got a whole group together. And again, she reached out to the local community and said, we just need a little music. The restaurant let her use their sound system. So she just got someone to bring in their playlist and pumped the music through the restaurant. So everybody that was in kind of was joining in and bidding on. She had some baskets, they were bidding on some baskets, and the baskets were basically made up of gift cards for the local restaurants that were participating. So, of course, each restaurant was trying to outdo the other. And if they were providing desserts, they had a whole like free birthday cake to the value of $50 or whatever. So it kind of one thing led to the other, and it had a wonderful snowball event. And the way she promoted it, and that our chapter helped her promote it, is she posted everything on Facebook. And this gave the sponsors, the people that were donating their soup, visibility, so that it was advertising for the restaurants, it was advertising for the sports bar. It was a very good community event. So, and again, when she went on Facebook, she had everybody share it. So it had another ripple effect. So you can do something similar to this and not as extreme, or something a little lighter if you want it. If you know a bakery in your area, just say, I'm in here every Sunday for my desserts or during the week. Could you sell maybe cupcakes that had teal icing for us for one day? So that I can generate a little more fun for my walk team. And can I put an invitation to join my walk team on your counter with a QR code? And we have all that for you. You can call your executive director and get a little flyer that you can put in a QR code, with the QR code, that you could put in a plexiglass frame, and people could just come in, and when they're buying their cupcakes, just click on that QR code and it directs them to our website. So there's so many creative ways you can join, so many different things. I know in the past I partnered with Five Below, and I know some communities still have programs, and some put them on hold after COVID. But I know the one locally here in my community does offer, um, if you're shopping in a certain area and you bring in a flyer for your walk team or for your charity of choice, they will donate $1 for each or a percentage of each sale to our organization. They're not exceptionally, that is not an exceptionally large money raiser, but that is a really good visibility raiser. So if you position it right before a holiday, or say right before St. Patty's Day, right before Easter, right before summer, you're going to get the most bang for your buck. So all these are exceptional ideas. Again, if you need brainstorming or help, please reach out to us or your executive director. We'd be happy to help. Dana?
So the next way to get involved is obviously through volunteering. We are at our best through our volunteers. We do our best work through our volunteers. And that another option to get involved is to join a walk committee. This is perfect for those who want to get deeper involved, to really join the planning process of planning a walk and seeing what it takes behind the scenes. We need committee members who might have a background in marketing or logistics, or even someone who feels strong enough to go door to door and ask for raffle or silent auction basket. Someone who's, um, has a lot of connections in the community, someone who has a lot of sponsorship recommendations. We need people like you to get involved in our committees. Each walk has a committee. So if you have a local walk in your area, please think about joining our walk committee, because that is something that we definitely need to grow. And we can always use any expertise. Another way to get involved is just volunteering day of. So that is a great way. Maybe you don't have time to get on a committee, but you do have time during the day, that day, to come and volunteer, help set up, tear down, or even run a table at the event. We have many tables to choose from, so that would be a really big help too. And the next way to get involved, if any of these you might not have time to get involved that way, the best thing you can do is to donate to a team or individual, to donate to a raffle or a silent auction, or even check with your company on matching donations. So really donating is the biggest way that we can make an impact through our mission. With matching donations, there's a website called Double the Donation to see if your company participates. Very easy to use. You go to www.doublethedonation.com and search the company that you work for. This could also be the company that your spouse, family, or friend works for. This is an easy way to make their donation and your donation go twice as far.
Okay, so to wrap it up, there's so many ways to get involved, right? Starting with your walk team. First things first, even if your walk isn't for a few months, earlier is always better and tends to raise more awareness and funds. So once your executive director launches your walk site, please register. Don't wait. Don't wait till the last minute. Even if you don't intend to start your fundraising for a while, just register your team, because then you know you're going to be in our network and you're going to be getting emails and some support and ideas and updates. Because you're registered, you'll be on our link. So, you know, recruit for your team. Don't be afraid to ask people. If they can't join the day of walk, that's okay. They can still support you. They can register as a walker on your team, or they can just make a donation directly to you. We don't, if you register to be a walker and you don't show up, we don't penalize you. We encourage people to register at walkers. If it's easier for you to just walk around your block instead of going to the site, or you are working that day, just work at your own pace and do it at your own pace. Everyone can still support you by making a donation, and little donations do add up. So if you think, say you're a teacher and your teacher network in your school alone, and then you think of the teachers union and all your people you interact with and all the sports clubs that are in your school, like if you asked each one of those to support you, you'd have a walk team of like 75 people. I had a walk team last year. It was from a restaurant, and the person kept asking their donors, their patriots, their anybody that came in and rented the restaurant throughout the year. They just say, "Hey, would you like to be part of our walk team?" That walk team had over 100 members last year. Not all of them came to the walk, but they were 100 people that registered and made at least a small donation. So the more people you talk to, the more time you have, the more successful you're going to be. Ask to be a speaker at your local clubs. If you're a member of a women's club or a Lions, a Rotary, a chamber, many clubs are looking for speakers. And a lot of times, if you're a speaker at, say, a Rotary or so, they may make a small donation to you the day that you do speak, but at the end of the year, when they're distributing their funds, most of the time they will remember the speakers that came to their meetings and they will give them a little piece of the pie. So it's always good. And plus, it's a great network to recruit new volunteers. So there's a lot of tools to help you be successful. We have who do you know in your network, which you can pull. We also have how to raise money fast, how to increase your volunteers. So we do have the tools available. And if you have any hesitation or you're not sure how to use them, please reach out to us because we're more than happy to help you. If you're not a person that really wants to or has the time, say you're working full time and you're burning the candle at both ends, but you do want to help, a great position for you would be like my one volunteer, Lisa, does. She's working full time. She's taking care of elderly parents. She has kids of her own. But what she does when she has time is she goes to the local supermarkets, the Acme, the Giant, ShopRite, Wegmans, Whole Foods, and she explains who we are, and then they direct her to their website and she fills out the form because most businesses, grocery stores, and everything have their own website. So she'll fill out the form, but they already know her, so the person that's looking at the form locally already knows her name and has a relationship with her. And she asks for gift cards. And if well, first she'll ask if they support us with a money donation. So if they do a money donation, that's wonderful. If they don't do money donations or we don't fit under their guidelines, most grocery stores will at least give us a gift card. And last year, our walk was able to pay for all our food and our water, not only for one of our walks, but several of our walks due to Lisa's getting gift cards from our local grocery stores because we ask for our chapter. We ask it to be used for our chapter walk. So it's not restricted to one specific walk. So that's a great way. Plus, we do a little the day of walk. We do frame and give the donors visibility at our walk. We do shout outs during the walk. We post them on our website. So they are getting a return for their donations. You can also use this technique if your walk does baskets, because a lot of times if they'll say, we don't do that, well, then you could at least ask them, would you put a basket together? Like say it's a little bakery or a cake store or a hoagie shop or a pizza deli. A lot of them will put a basket together for you. And that's another stream of income for your walk site. So there's a lot of information we cover today. And I know probably some of you have questions and maybe some ideas that we haven't thought of that you'd like to share. So I'm going to give it back to Jana so we can open up the Q&A. Jana?
Thank you, Joanne, and thank you all for being here again. Please, if you have any questions or ideas, please shoot them in the chat or in the question and answer box, and we'd love to answer them.
Jana, we did have one come through. Thank you, Camille, for asking this. This is the first question. What's the best way to approach a business that we have no relationship with to ask for a sponsorship partnership?
Perfect. That's a great question, Camille. Thank you so much for asking. And I know probably a lot of you wonder the same thing. So the best way to go into asking for a sponsorship with kind of almost a cold call, right? First of all is to ask your executive director for the templates that we have for sponsorship outreach. We have templates that include email templates, call templates, etc. So that's the first real step, is to make sure that you are prepared with the resources that we have. Secondly, is to make a phone call. The best way to start a relationship is through an interaction with face-to-face or over the phone to get that personalized action plan going. So make a phone call, go to their door, introduce yourself, and share your story, share why you're involved with the National Scleroderma Foundation. A lot of sponsors want to know, who they're giving to. A lot of sponsors actually give to the person. when they create that connection. So share your story. If you don't feel comfortable doing this or asking for a donation that way, um, feel free to just send an introduction email or say, I'd love for you to meet with our executive director about, creating a partnership. Make sure that you have your sponsorship packet with you to give to them if you see them face to face. If not, over the phone, make sure you verify their email address or phone number to make sure that we can get in touch with them and send them the resources. So feel free to use us as well. So we are here to help you. Like I said, opening doors is probably the easiest way to get people involved. For us to do a lot of the heavy lifting, the introduction is the biggest key. Um, I would say a lot of the new phone calls and new relationships with sponsorships, don't be afraid if you get a no this year. A no right now does not mean a no in the future. Keep going back to them. Say thank you so much for your time this year. We'd love to keep you involved and give you some updates on our event for next year. So keep going back to them. Don't be afraid when a no comes your way, because you are going to get a yes at some point. The more sponsors that you outreach to, the more yeses that you're going to get. Does that help answer your question, Camille? Anything else?
Okay, just got another question in follow up. What are some options we have available to recognize, acknowledge sponsors leading up to and during the event? And then Camille also did say that answered her question. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, so we have a ton of different ways to acknowledge and recognize sponsors leading up to the event and during the event. So our sponsorship packet really outlines a lot of these benefits. So before the event, social media marketing, email marketing is a huge benefit to our sponsors. So promoting them and their logo on all of our social media pages for your local chapter, even in your chapter newsletters, recognizing them that way. That's a huge way to recognize sponsorships. When you're posting on social media, make sure to get their Facebook page, to tag them so that people can go to their Facebook page. So that's a really big way as we're leading up to it. During the event is where a lot of the sponsors get all of their benefits, right? So they'll get on the t-shirt if they meet that level. The back of the t-shirt, like Joanne said, is a huge marketing benefit because we wear our t-shirts, past the event day. Another way that they can be recognized is through the program shout out. So make sure that you're listing out your local sponsors when you are doing your short programs. And another way is have signs. So make sure your signage, we have local sponsor signs available to have they're recognized for them. And depending on their level, make their sign bigger, right? So I also think this could be a customized thing. If you're talking to your sponsor and they're really wanting a specific marketing benefit, let's discuss what that looks like, right? So this is really kind of an open-ended marketing benefit for them. So make sure that you're speaking with them and talking to them about what they want and what really means something to them. Posting on personal Facebook pages or national. So this would be a local chapter Facebook page that each chapter has. If you're not following your chapter, please make sure you go to your Facebook and search for them and follow them. To get them the most exposure is if you see your chapter post about a local sponsor, share it on your personal page. Have your friends share it, right? So let's outreach on your personal pages too. That's a really easy way. Commenting on the post, or the more interactions that you make with the post, the further that the social media engagement will go. Joanne, do you have anything to chime in?
Just everything that you said, plus when you're approaching people, think about it too as a partnership because we can offer them help too. Like I had a volunteer that was from one of the municipalities in Central Jersey, and she told me that they had a newsletter and they also had a channel in their building that they could promote community involvement and everything. So, and they encouraged their employees to get involved in the community. So this would satisfy some of their requirements that they asked their employees to do. So it's kind of like beneficial for them too. If when you go in, do it more like an interview. When you're talking to them, share our mission and our pillars, but also ask them about theirs. Do they have a newsletter that they would like a contribution to? Do they like community events? I mean, some of them have walk clubs or physical activity clubs, or just something that would partner with us very nicely. So, do your own little interview while you're there. Sometimes that could be very beneficial.
Okay, we got another question. Are there templates that we can use for those posts? Are there resources available for us to utilize to make them look professional? This would be for a post or even adding to a company's newsletter as well.
Absolutely. There's tons of templates that we have. We have an amazing communications department that helps us really create these professional looking posts and social media posts. If you are wanting to create something for your personal page, please feel free to create it and send it over to me if you'd like me to review it, just to give you some helpful guidelines or tips. I'm happy to do that for anybody. A company's newsletter too. If you need some verbiage or a picture, please feel free to reach out to your executive director or myself, and we can absolutely give you all those tools and whatever you need.
And can I add something, Jana?
Yeah.
Don't be fair weathered friends. Like carry this throughout the year, not just through walk season, because like I said before, we offer wonderful educational sessions with our centers. And sometimes, even though it's scleroderma focused, we have, specialists in various areas that are of interest to other people. And you really don't know who's in your audience because a big company that has like 3,000 employees or so most likely has someone with scleroderma in their community, or has somebody that is fighting a lung disease or has a heart problem or something. So a lot of our seminars do cross lines and are beneficial to a tremendous amount of people. So, once you go in and have a relationship, make sure you invite them to everything and keep that relationship alive so that when you go back the next year, they're welcoming and they actually will be thanking you for including them and offering opportunities.
Mm-hmm. And to, jump on that point, once you create that relationship with that sponsorship and they say yes, make sure that you follow up with them on the success of your event. And that's a huge way to keep the relationship going, is to make sure that they know that, they reached 130 people that came to your event. So it's a huge way to make sure you follow up with them and give them that data. And a thank you card goes a long way. Obviously, our executive directors and our wonderful chapter leaders will help you with this. So no need to put it all on yourself. But make sure you keep your relationship going through thank yous and including them in other things too. Great point. Any other questions? And yes, Cami, it is recorded, so this will be sent out to all of our participants. Feel free to share this with anyone that you think might need the recording or could use it in their committee as well. Any last thing? Joanne, any last words or anything like that?
Just if you have an idea, I know myself sometimes after a seminar or a session, I'm driving home or I'm that evening, subconsciously I come up with all these ideas. And if you happen to come up with an idea or a question, please reach out to us because like Jana said, if you know a business in your community, but you don't know anybody there, sometimes we can help you navigate it. If you're a member of a chamber, they have membership directories that we can help you access. Or if you're a member, we can give you step-by-step procedures to help just open that door a little for us, because you won't be walking through it alone. We'll be with you. So sometimes if you have an idea, I know there's big company employees like Subaru employs 3,000 people in this county. How do we get to them? That's a great opportunity to get together a group of people and brainstorm and network. And you might not know somebody that works there, but maybe somebody else in the group does. You just put it out there, and that's how it starts.
Yeah, I will echo that. We are much better when we are working together. So please, please give us any ideas, recommendations that you have. You can reach me at jmckeel@scleroderma.org. I'll type it in the chat. You can also reach Joanne at jlapergola@scleroderma.org. We also have a special events email. If you just have a general question, you can use special events at scleroderma.org as well. But thank you all for being here. If you have any other questions, please reach out to us. But we are so excited for this walk season, and I know it's going to be the best one yet.